Table calculation, exercise, differences. In this exercise, we are going to look at writing a table calculation to calculate the difference between two values in a table. This is probably one of the most fundamental things we like to do with table calculations, so let's get started by opening Tableau Desktop. So, as always, let's start by loading our data source. Click on Microsoft Excel, Sample Superstore. Let's give it a second until Tableau's ready. Let's take orders and drop it straight in. Once the data is loaded, let's click on Sheet 1. Let's build a very simple data visualization or simple table. Make life pretty. Let's take order date. Let's have some fun with this. Let's expand this to quarters. And I want us to take order date, drop it into filter, click on years, and I only want 2 years for now, the two most recent. That looks quite simple. Let's take region and drop it into rows, and let's take cells. Now, one of the things that I do a lot with financial reporting is year on year, i.e. month on month, quarter on quarter, but how about this year versus last year? So what I want us to do is create a table calculation to do a lookup for the previous quarter's value. Not Q1 or Q3 to Q2, but Q1 versus Q1, Q2 versus Q2. So how would we do that? Let's create a calculated field. Let's call this previous quarter value. We are going to use the lookup function. The expression is what we are going to use for aggregation, so that's sum of cells. And we want -4. Looks pretty simple. Let's click apply. Okay. Now if we double click this, bring that at the bottom, you can see now we very easily we have previous year underneath. So that is pretty good. But how about if we wanted to actually leverage this one step further? How about if we wanted to see, prior year growth? So let's do that. Let's create a calculated field and let's call this let's call it year on year quarterly growth. We can call it anything we want to, but let's just do that. Year on year quarterly growth. What we're going to do now is say sum of cells take away previous quarter value divided by previous quarter value. So this should give us the growth percentage. Let's bring that underneath. Now what I want us to do is format this to be a percentage. And there we have it. We've actually got the growth. So you might actually say we don't need to see the previous year's values, but now using the lookup function, we can see the growth year on year right underneath, because we're taking previous year's values by the lookup function and then applying a very simple formula. So this is how we can use the lookup. This is one of my favorite table calculations, so do feel free to explore this further. Explore this with your own data set, and trust me, you'll find this extremely useful. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you're interested about the lookup function. It is extremely powerful, and do remember, you can change the configuration of the lookup you could change the direction of calculation, the addressing versus the partitioning. So really do explore this and keep this lesson.